United Financial Group is a trust asset management company. Investment into the development of new generation innovative drugs. UFG is the most promising industries and technologies, safe medicine, and IT blockchain development. Our mission is to set up a well-balanced investment portfolio for everyone. United Financial Group. Invest with us and create your own future. Well, once again, my congratulations to all of you on the New Year, Christmas, the Old New Year. We have finally overcome those holidays. I'm not sure like you, but I always wait for all those many days of vacation to be over because I'm driven mad by that. Well, I think that we have to start because everybody who wanted to be here is here. We are going to have interesting news, our dividend information, but it's going to be spoken up in the end of our webinar. But we will start with our company news first. So let's begin with AstroMelanin today. You have all seen probably that we have a contract with the rights owner for AstroMelanin. This is a son of Svetlana Lyach. His name is Maxim. The first lot of AstroMelanin is being produced, and it's going to be delivered on the 1st or on the 10th of February, and the task for that lot of the drug to be tested in laboratory and to perform trials in terms of its compliance. The main task is as follows. We are going to have a 5-man strong group. People who need to be treated against an oncological disease. We have 1 person out of 5. The preparation will be provided for free, but those who want to be tested, they need to take tests before taking that preparation, after 30 days of its admission, and depending on a certain case, by case basis, we will probably need a physician's conclusion, so all expenses are going to be paid by the company, and the task is to set up a fresh clinical chart, because all the data that we have for the clinical usage of that preparation are more than 10 years old, and we have nothing at hand in terms of clinical trials for that medical drug. Well, I can just forecast any questions from the people with regard to those who would take part in those trials. Once again, I want to reiterate that this is a non-toxic drug with no after effects on the body and its systems. It is fully safe, and that safety has been provided by many research, and the dosage has been increased by 100 times, and there was no toxicity. It is not a chemical product or any gene engineering product. This is just an abstract or extract from natural components. I am not a chemist or biologist, so that's what I can tell you now. Once again, there are 5 vacancies, 4 are still open. If you want, probably any one of investors who would like to be part of that team, or you're loved ones or close relatives, if you want to be part of that trial, please get in touch with our representatives and we will be doing applications, and we have to start once we get the first lot in the mid of February. We need to have some results by mid-March. Why do we need that? Because once we get the results, we have to make sure that the medicinal drug has a positive impact on the body in terms of restoration of health. And if we confirm that, we can move on. We can start production and all things that are required for that in our business plan. So the expectation is that we expect positive results, because without those outcomes, it's not worthwhile to invest into production and to start production. First of all, we have to study materials and results in close details. Next point, as far as the balsam is concerned, the situation is as follows. The internet shop is being prepared for any of you who would like to buy staff from our company in an e-shop. You don't need to register or to do any activities with regard to any e-shop. So you can log on to the shop and you can pay with your bank card. The e-shop would only be operational in Russia and probably Soviet republics. It's not going to be open for foreign countries because we work with SDEK delivery company, and I'm not sure if they operate abroad of the Soviet Union. So more details will follow. And now we are going to start our e-shop, and new etiquettes or labels are printed. All documents and certifications are available. The new lot of the balsam is going to be prepared to start advertising, and anything is getting ready. This is for the balsam. The next point is energy project and Mr. Sorokodum. We have now drafted slides for vortex generators. I'm going to show it to you. It's going to be available for all our partners at our resources. It's going to be available in VK, Facebook, and your personal account who may need it. It is going to be translated into Russian, English, Vietnamese, and French. This is page 1. Then comes description, know-how, the low potential energy extraction from ambient air, the principles of extraction, more details and description of how that vortex generator works. This is a draft scheme of how it may look like. Extraction of energy using vortex from ambient air. And I'm not going to provide more details for you, because anyone can do that yourself in presentation handouts. So the task of the generator is to extract energy from ambient air, because there is always energy around us, kinetic and potential energy, and that device should take it using that air vortex. And Mr. Sorokodum now is doing research about that. This is the job description. some theoretical findings and schematics. The schematic of transformation of energy into vortex and extraction scheme. This is mechanical, low potential energy, heat energy of stable atmosphere, condensation of water, liquefaction of natural gas, and basis for potential energy industry. The potential is to set up the theory of extracting energy from ambient air. That what Nikola Tesla was doing 100 years ago, to set up a oscillating model of the station and to set up a number of autonomous power stations from 1 kV to hundreds kilowatt. Experimental results and model results. I think that the next webinar would be able to show us a few videos from Mr. Sorokadum laboratory. Based on our vortex energy source, we could set up electric power plants for 100 kilowatts to 100 megawatts. Goals of the project: a power plant for a home for 5 kV power with only 1% of pressure going through ambient air, 50 hertz, 220 volts, the RPM and the dimensions of the generator, as well as some contact details. Well, this is what Sorokadum is concerned. The presentation is going to be provided in 4 languages in your personal account and in our media. And now let's switch to the most interesting thing, because we got most of the questions for that part in our web chat. Everyone is interested in dividends. When, how much money will they get in dividends for their participatory shares, as well as some preliminary information for you. Someone could expected huge amounts, but we have said right from the start that we should not expect huge figures, because our company is just 1 year old and the balsam sales were launched in June or July, if my memory serves me right, for a partnership program. And there was some information in web chats that many companies like Tesla, which is probably the biggest in terms of market capitalization, has paid no dividends yet. So let's talk about dividends. This is a slide. Dividends for 2020. The net profit less all operational expenses is $39,000. The number of sold shares was 285 million plus, so this is 285,000 shares, and given 100% accrual of dividends, you can see the figure. Just 1,000 shares account for 0.136 or $136 for a million shares. This is not millions of dollars, but still, you can feel it. Those who have lots of shares, this is some money that you can use for buying shares, or you can buy goods in our e-shop, or you can withdraw that money The dividends would be accrued to your personal bonus account, and everybody would decide what to do with that. I think that those dividends for 2020, this is just less than for 6 months' time of sales, given the fact that we had no advertising campaign, we had no internet shop operational, we had no advertising. The plan was to start official sales earlier in the mid-October, but for some reasons it didn't work out like that, because we had lots of issues with clearance documents for the balsam because it contains alcohol. We had to rework our certification documents. We stayed away from medicinal drugs. It's not a drug, it is a herbal supplement. It is a sprayer for your mouth, and we didn't have to pay for an alcohol license, 1,000,000 ruble or something, and it takes a long time to fabricate that license. So we had to rework a lot of things, but still, we have a result. Basically, this is it on my side, and as far as 2021 is concerned, the plan is to start sales, and we will launch an e-shop within a month, and we'll start advertising campaign and also engage lifestyle and health bloggers to spin off our YouTube channel with feedback, and we will also use other tools to do so, and probably after, I'm not sure how many months, maybe this April or May, AstroMelanin would start selling based on our clinical trials in the near future. Well, this is it, and I'm now going to take your questions. Well, if I have 1,000,000 shares, my dividends would be $136. Yes, Alex, rightly so, but 136 is not final. It may be slightly more, because some dividends are distributed, as you remember, like a ladder. We have 190, 80, 60% of dividend accrual, depending on the month. When it is fully recalculated, official figures will be published, and the figure is going to be slightly more than 136, because shares purchased following the 1st of August, it's not going to be 100%, but 90, 80, 70, not 136, but maybe 140, 142. Well, a squalene question. Squalene is not the biggest priority now, because we are now focusing on AstroMelanin and energy. It's not, we don't have enough resources to do that, so squalene is put on hold. We are going to have equipment within a fortnight and 2 weeks for supply of equipment. I think the same time will be for installation, so it's middle February. The line will be ready to start. Question: when the dividends are to be accrued? Answer: once we count all figures, how many dividends for every partner, then all the information will be provided to you and all accruals will be made. As I said, the dividends would be accrued in February, so we expect it to be done by February or earlier. Question: how many shares will be sold? Alexander. Answer: you probably study our materials, Alexander. All the figures are there in terms of shares sold. The idea was to sell 600 million shares from 2.1 billion, but that figure could change. If we need extra investment for development, we will be selling some more shares. Now it's 600 million. No changes yet. Question: the company will be launching AstroMelanin and the balsam on the market within the next 6 months. Answer: the balsam is already on the market, already selling, and the AstroMelanin is being tested. Once we get the test results, we will start selling it. So the results should be tentative and practical, and low batch production will start after that, as well as a certification as a herbal nutrient. And in parallel, we are going to set up clinical trials. Question: what about the July accruals of dividends? Answer: the accrual of dividends would be for all sales, not only for balsam, but for Lovash Matkevich medicinal drug. It was also part of that dividend campaign. Maybe it was the total sales was only $600. The plan is to start selling other products, not only Lovash Matkevich and balsam. We're going to add more. The clinical trials question is expensive. Answer: yes, it's $1 million and more. And the clinical trial dates start with 2 years. A question about a vortex generator. It's not yet produced. There are many preparatory stages to be done in terms of vortex research and how to work with it. So the production is not very, how to say, close. Can we start production of a vortex generator and to have a pre-order after 1 year? Answer: once we know that the vortex generators are ready to produce, we could have the pre-order. Now it's too early to do that. Question: are we going to continue working with Frantsev, or we have parted forever? Answer: this is a question to Frantsev, not to us. He left, not us. And if he would like to resume work, he knows my phone number. He could give me a call, and he could offer that cooperation. While AstroMelanin has not undergone clinical trials, or could we start selling it before clinical trials? Answer: the clinical trials, well, AstroMelanin could be sold as a herbal nutrient or some food supplement before the end of clinical trials. We have no problem with that. Question: is there any effect from our IT technologies? Answer: I don't know what you mean. What kind of IT technologies do you mean? If you are talking about ILA company, I don't understand. What kind of effect do you mean? Speaking about ILA, I can say that now ILA is getting ready for a round A of investment attraction, and there is a big set of slides drafted to sell a part of the company to a bigger investor for good money. We need to do so to boost its developments, and we have to have a listing on the Binance coin exchange, and then all holders of the coin would be able to sell it on that stock exchange. So to monetize their coins, to convert it into money. And that video is a promo teaser for our presentation. This is a part of our video slides, some fantastic or cosmic video slide. How many shares of the seventh stage are left? Answer: I'm not sure. I don't give it from the top of my head. I think that the information would be available today or tomorrow. Well, speaking about taxes, I have already provided answer to that question. Actually, when you get your money on your bonus account at your personal account, this is profit like dividends. There is no difference. Dividends would also be accrued on your personal account. To pay tax or not to pay tax, it is up to you. If you don't go to the tax office and if you don't say that you got profit, nothing happens. If you say that I have profit, you have to pay tax. That's how it goes. Speaking about the prize drawing lottery, will we be able to replace a prize with company products? Answer: no. The prizes have already purchased. There will be no substitution, and that is not going to be good. Speaking about participatory shares as prizes or products, we could have another probably competition in the near future for that. But if we have clinical trials for AstroMelanin, and we could include it into the register of medicinal drugs, we would go another level of sales and production of our products. It could be recommended officially by oncologists at hospitals, and this is another level of sales. I would say that if that product would be produced at a larger scale, the dividends would be so big as that people would write it in the chat, where to spend my money? Hey guys, what can I do with my money? Because I had $500,000. Where have you spent your money? Give me a piece of advice, because I don't know where to spend it, because I have lots of money. So it's real stuff, and we can have it. So if you ask that question to yourself, like you have $500,000 dividends per year, you bought a car, a villa, what else? Where to invest this money? So that's a hard question to answer. Question: how much is AstroMelanin? Answer: look, the lot that we have ordered costs, I would say, 25,000 rubles per gram. For treatment, you need to have 1.5 or 2 grams per month per person. So this is the order of magnitude, but this is the prime cost of production. If, as I said, the production scheme used is a bit obsolete, and if we can improve it, the price should be lower. So the bigger production volume, the lower the price. So as I get it, the price is not huge and is affordable to basically any person. Speaking about balsam regrouping into the medicinal drug, it calls for clinical trials. That could be done, and that could be a big advantage. But this question is still out of scope. We have to specify first which clinical trials to do using the balsam. It's not possible to have 20 diseases clinical trials for that drug. We need to select one first. Probably that would drive the clinical trial costs, because it's not oncology. That could be something simpler, and that could be, done in a simpler way and in a cheaper way. How long is the treatment course? Answer: it depends on the stage of your disease. As long as the information that I have, it's 6 months to, well, as far as I have information, up to 18 months, so 6 to 18 months. Speaking about the target audience, if we advertise the balsam as a simple thing, the question is about, we have more and more feedback on our YouTube channel, and it's not that important what is going to be written on its pack. Let's say the package says tonic and general strengthening supplement, but the feedback is about diseases. So people say what disease was cured with that balsam, and you can Google it. And it's not just the general purpose balsam, but it works exactly on certain diseases. Exactly. The word of mouth is a big thing, and the more people we have to be using it going forward, the bigger is the future audience. Speaking about AstroMelanin, if we get information across pharmaceutical companies producing medicinal drugs for oncology diseases, they sell $100 million or billions worth of medicinal drugs. So there are no more questions now. I call it a webinar, and I wish you a good evening. Stay healthy, and until next time.